Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Happy Wednesday, Think Tankers. We got another episode sponsored by Skate Tech. In case you didn't know, Skate Tech skate sharpening equipment repair brings you NHL quality service at an affordable retail price. With over 23 years of sharpening equipment customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros trust. Check them out at skatetechsharpening.com.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Short shifts. Jeffrey Jehu Lovechki. Yo, the Tat Man himself, the 1 tooth out, the bearded Twisted Steel. Not going to say the other one because you gave me crap for that last week. Twisted Steel, whatever else. Should you want to be my partner on this Magic Carpet Ride, Jeffrey, we're going to have a nice little conversation here today. You ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
All right. 10 minutes on the clock. Vex has no idea what the topic is going to be. Vex, topic today. I want to know your favorite face-off play. What is your favorite face-off play? So one of the things, a little bit of a teaser here, guys, teaser. So I have spent the last couple weeks in front of a camera filming a whiteboard series detailing all different habits and structures and systems for all coaches that want it. And in this, I put on there my 5 favorite face-off plays in the offensive zone, also defensive zone. Not 5 of them, but we have a few defensive zone plays. And so Vex, I want to know
which
from
zone?
you.
Any
offensive
zone?
Any zone, dude. Any zone. And I think I know what it's going to. Now that you asked that question, I have a thought of what yours is going to be. And so I want to know what your favorite face-off play is going to be. And then I might ask you for another one.
All right. Well, my absolute favorite is that the two that I'm thinking of, they're actually kind of the same, a little bit different, but very similar. And we did it all the time when we were younger. Staz would win the draw. I would skate as fast as I could. And then somebody would either rim it around the boards with a clapper to me draw. Going, D-zone for me going for a breakaway, or they'd flip it up in the air over everybody's heads. And I would just beeline for the breakaway. Unbelievable. We did that all the time.
That was 100% the face-off play that I thought you were going to say.
Oh yeah. But in juniors, we did one similar, but sneakier. So we would be in the D zone. Let me think about how this worked out. Let's say we're in our D zone, left side draw. All right. We'd win the puck back. The left winger, so closest to the boards, would sprint to our bench when they were closest, go right in the D side bench, sprint into the near door, and there would be a forward waiting at the door with it almost open. Another guy would open the door for him, and that guy would jump out 15 feet down because the opposite part of the bench door is in the neutral
behind
zone.
The D at the blue line.
And you would jump out behind the D, and we did that a few times in Omaha, and it worked once, maybe twice over my 3 years there. We didn't do it a lot, only when we absolutely needed to. And it did work once or twice, and just a super fun play to be a part of. Felt like I was doing the annexation of Puerto Rico from Little Giants or something. So those two, they're kind of the same, but a little bit different. The jumping in the bench one I always thought was super creative, and I love thinking outside the box and trying to think of new and different ways that people are doing things that they're not going to be ready for. So for me, those were my absolute 2 favorite face-off plays of all time.
Yeah. We did one. I learned it from Ryan Wardo, who was a head coach in Youngstown in the USHL right now. They called it the cutter. And basically you had a D back, and it's similar to the first one that you described, where you'd win the drawback and then one player would just absolutely go. And that defenseman who's along the wall that got the puck, it on an angle would just like angle it off the far boards and then out into the neutral zone. And then that player who just went, it just surprised the other team. And we scored a couple goals on it. Yeah. Because nobody thinks that that's going to happen. And it just catches them off guard. So Yeah.
Right.
Wow. We went 3 defensive zone draws to start this one here. How about offensive zone? How about some ozone draws? Do you have a favorite, or do you want me to go first and then you can
go
think about
first
it?
so I can kind of think about ones that we used to do.
Okay. So the one that I love, because it's also good to like get possession. We used to call it around the pile. And that's where like the board side wing, we would win the draw, just kind of like back to the top of the circle. The board side wing would go right to the net, and the inside wing would come pick that puck up at like the top of the circle and then go around the circle. And then as they got around, they had different options where the center that won the draw would then just like go into the soft area, just pop out. And then the board side winger would go, first of all, the board side winger would pick the defenseman that's coming around to pick up the guy that's coming around. And then they would go to the back door. So you had 2 different options now skating it around, and you've created some confusion where you can either hit that center in the soft area or hit the board side winger, that back door. Boston was so good at this with like Marchand and Bergeron and those guys and Pasternak and Krejci. Like they used to run that play all the time, and I would always see it. And also when the Blues won the cup, they actually won in double overtime in game 7. Your boy Maroon scored the game-winning goal. It was off that face-off play. And
that's probably the one I was thinking about too, honestly. I always like the ones where you try to walk the center and just everybody's going to the net, and you're just like. But when I say walk the center, you line a D-man up behind the center, and you're looking at that guy like you're one-timing it. All right, you got to one-time it. And then the center like chokes up on his stick like he's going to win it as hard as he can. And it's just a little boop, try and get it through the legs.
I used to do that in youth hockey. I would like overemphasize, hey, it's coming to you. Hey, and then
just like so everyone can hear you. Hey, you're getting the puck. But anytime anybody can walk the center, and then you got like the 2 guys in front going to the back door.
See, I hate that at the higher levels of hockey because it very rarely ever works. And then in like higher level hockey, like you try to walk and then all of a sudden it doesn't work. And then you're on on the offensive side of your center, and then they beat you up ice. It's like an odd man rush every time coming back.
But when it works,
it is awesome.
It is so sexy. Because is there anything better than walking a center, like going forward in the ozone? Like you just feel like an absolute stud.
I did it in the remember when we won a national championship in Bantam Specs? I did it in the semifinal game. I was a center, and I went through.
Did you pass back door? You score?
Pass back door. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you obviously. Yeah.
Passed it back door. I think it was Jeff Likens.
Oh,
got the goal. Yeah, like
savage.
So yeah.
Jeff Likens popcorn.
Oh God. All right. So next. We got a couple more times. So I'm going to give you a play that I'm actually seeing a lot more in the NHL now. And I really like it because anytime, like when you think about face-off plays, what you're trying to do is you're trying to create confusion defensively for the other team. So if you can do some things to put players in situations where they're switching or they're going to areas of the ice that typically they won't go, it just like it causes the defensive team to have to kind of sort things out, and that's difficult. So one of the plays I'm seeing a lot is so the players are lined up kind of how they should be, and the center is going to win the puck back to the D on like the board side of the blue line, and then right after they win the draw, what they're doing is they're skating behind the net, and they're going to the other side of the ice behind the net, trying to get lost. And so what happens is you win the draw back, you go D to D, and that other D, when he's receiving the puck, is going to be a little bit wider. And then as that center comes around the net, he's going down to that center, and then the center has options. You have one player that's popping out. You have another option where you can take it and then bring it to the net. You can get it and you can continue to keep skating up and then let that defenseman who just gave you the puck come off your back in a scissor to create some even more confusion. Or you can get it and give it right back to that defenseman who potentially has a one-time opportunity. And so you're seeing that a lot. Like when you watch games, watch for that play because obviously like NHL high level hockey, it's all copycat stuff. So if one team starts to do it and has a little bit of success, especially if it's a little bit different, you'll see other people, try to implement that into their little arsenal right there. And so, and I'm sure like if you Google like hockey think tank Faceoff play or something like that in a Twitter or Instagram. Like I've put this play on my social media and my little things a couple different times. And so you get like a video representation of it too. So yeah, it's a pretty cool one. Seeing a lot nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I just love anything creative offensively. I think it's so fun to practice these, like it's just makes the game more fun. And when they work, there's nothing cooler.
I know.
Nothing cooler when they work.
They very rarely ever do, but when they do.
Like the fancy ones almost never work. But hey, when they do, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like the thing when like the coach is telling you to do X, all the time, and it works never. But then like the one time it works and the coach is like, see, I told you, I've been telling you. And it's like, okay, like we're batting 1% here, bud. Like, great. Thanks. Anyway, okay. Favorite face-off plays. Hilarious how it started in the D zone. As soon as you asked that question, I was like, it's going to be Vex, like with speed.
Breakaway.
Yeah, breakaway. I absolutely love it. But time's up, guys. Have a great weekend.
Share it.
Rest of the week. See ya.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.